Hi guys, today we are going to see about object-oriented software engineering. Our course code is U21 CS60. So, by the topic, we know that it is a combination of two key terms, object-oriented and software engineering. So, our first unit is about introduction. So, system concepts, software engineering concepts, and development activities, managing software development, unified modeling language, project organization, communication, and software related problems. So, these are the topics we are going to cover in our first unit, that is introduction. So, our subject name is object oriented software engineering. That is two terms. So, first term is object oriented. So, as we all know about object oriented concept, because we have studied already in Java programming, right? So, object oriented programming starts with object and then class, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, encapsulation. So, these all covers object oriented concepts, right? So, what is an object? So, object is nothing but it is a basic unit of object oriented programming, right? And it represents a real time entities. So, it is also called as an instance of a class also. If when a class is defined, no memory is allocated, but when it is instantiated, that is object is created, memory is allocated. That is important point of object. So what is that? When class is defined, no memory will be allocated, but when an object is created, memory will be automatically allocated. So an object has an identity, state, and also behavior. So for example, consider dog is a real-time object dog, which has some characteristics like dog may have different colors, breed, it will bark, it will sleep, and it will eat. Right. So these are all objects. So next one is called as class. What is class? Class is nothing but user-defined data type. It consists of data members and also member functions, which can be accessed and used by creating instance of that class, right? So it means it represents a set of properties or methods. That is, a class is called as a blueprint for an object. For example, consider the class of cars. There may be many cars with different names and brands, right? But all of them will have some basic common properties like car must be have four wheels, all cars must have speed limit, all car must have mileage range, right? So car is the class and wheel, speed limit, mileage are their properties. Those is this class. And what is inheritance? Inheritance is nothing but it is also an important pillar of object-oriented programming concept. It is the derive the properties and characteristics from another class is called as inheritance, right? So inheritance means it will derive the properties and also characteristics from the other class. It is called as inheritance. There are many types of inheritance like single inheritance, multiple inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, and hybrid inheritance, right? So next key term is called as an polymorphism. So the word polymorphism means it have many forms, like that ability of message to be displayed in more than one form is called as a polymorphism. For example, a person at same time can have different characteristics, right? Like a man at the same time is a father, husband, and employee. So same person may possess different behavior in different situations, right? As a father, he had to take care of son. As a husband, he had to take care of his wife. As an employee, he had to take the overall responsibility of the institutions. So based on the situation, based on the behavior, based on the situation, he possesses different behavior. This is called as polymorphism. There are types of polymorphism like compile time and runtime polymorphism. Under compile time polymorphism, we have function overloading and operator overloading. Under runtime polymorphism, we have virtual functions. Okay. So next one is all about abstraction. So what is data abstraction? It is also an important feature of object-oriented programming. So it refers to providing, that means it hides all the unnecessary details. It will provide only the necessary information. That means it won't show the implementation details. Okay. For example, consider a man driving a car. The man knows how to press the accelerator to increase the speed of the car or apply the brake to stop the car. but he doesn't know how pressing the accelerator, the speed is increasing. That is, he does not know the inner mechanism of the car or brake. That is called as abstraction. That is hiding the unnecessary details, showing only the necessary details is called as an abstraction. And the next one is called as encapsulation. Encapsulation is nothing but wrapping up of data in a single unit is called as an encapsulation. That is bind together code and data it manipulates is called as an encapsulation. Okay, so these are the object oriented concepts, and these concepts we are going to include in our software engineering concept. Okay, so we all know that what is software. What is software? If you are developing any project or product, we can able to convert into a software, right, or product. That software consists of programs, documentation, and operating procedure manuals, right? So what is program? If you write any code, that is called as a program, right? So next one, documentation. How to maintain that, that is how it is working, that is documentation. We have to maintain as a document. Whatever you are doing, you have to maintain it as a document. Next, operating procedure manual is nothing but how it works, that is operating procedure manual. If you are buying a new car, you are buying new mobile, you will have operating procedure manual, right? How it will works. And for example, if I want to install an OS, then we know how to install an OS, right? It has a manual, that is operating procedure manual. So documentation is an book, like book. It will have content of how to maintain. What are the procedures done? That is documentation. So all these programs, documentation, operating procedure manuals, all together called as an software. So now we are going to combine this object-oriented concept into our developed software. That is called as object-oriented software engineering. Okay, clearly. Before going into it, first, what is system? So it is a simple term. We know about system, right? So it is come from a Greek word, system. Relationship among the functional unit is called as a system. So in general, a system is nothing but a group of interrelated elements to form a unified whole, right? System is nothing but group of interacting or interrelated elements that form a unified whole is called as a system. So, orderly grouping of interdependent components linked together according to plan to achieve specific objectives. Okay, if all are working to achieve a specific objective with a plan, that is called as system, systematic plan, that is system. Okay. So, next key term is learning objective alignment. We all know that if you are studying any course, that is subject. For example, you are studying now you are studying object oriented software engineering, right? So for that subject, we have course objective and course outcome. For every subject, we have course objective and course outcome. So same as our object-oriented software engineering is also having some course objectives and course outcomes, right? So what is course objective is nothing but at the end of this semester, like that, at the end of the course, we can able to explain all the concept covered in this syllabus. We can able to understand all the concepts covered in our object-oriented software engineering as objective. Likewise, for every software, that is a learning objective alignment. Okay, so it should align with three key terms like goals, learners, and assessment. What is the goal? For example, now we are working towards placement, right? You are all studying for an placement, right? So what is your goal? So you want to get placed in a good company is your goal. And what is learners? Learners is nothing but we want practice for that, right? For a given task, you have to work for that given task. You have to practice for more time. That is learner. So yeah, based on the goal, you have to work. That is learners. What is assessment? Even though you are practicing, so placement team is giving some assessment, right? To assess how you are working towards. That is assessment. So whatever the project is or product is, whatever the software is, the three key terms to the align with goals, learners, and assessment. So what is goal? Make sure objective align with the identified goals. So check whether you are going to place in a good company. learners. Design objective considering capabilities and trait of learners. Check whether you are practicing daily to get placed in a good company. Okay. So what is the assessment? Assessment criteria and methods should align with the objective. You are learning something. So based on the assessment, they will check whether you are qualified or not. Okay. That is assessment. So girls, learners and assessment.